Welcome to the Amazon Rainforest.
In ecology, there are 6 levels of organization from smallest to most broad: organism, population, community, ecosystem, biome, and biosphere.
An organism refers to an individual, like a monkey. Population refers to the populace of the same species in an area, like a flock of birds. Community refers to all living organisms in an area, so like both animals and plants. An ecosystem refers to both the biotic and abiotic, which is the living and non-living features of an environment. Next is the biome, which is a bunch of similar ecosystems like the tropical rainforest. And last of all is the biosphere, which is everywhere that supports life.
Tropical rainforests are mainly located between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. Since tropical rainforests are so close to the equator, they receive a lot of sunlight, which makes the rainforest hot all year round, which is typically around 80 degrees Fahrenheit. In relation to this, on average, high temperatures keep the air warm and wet with an average humidity between 77% and 88%. Such humid air produces extreme and frequent rainfall ranging between 200 to 1,000 centimeters, which is about 80 to 400 inches per year. Despite there being this much rain, most of the rain barely makes it to the soil, causing it to be nutrient poor and very infertile. The organisms in this biome have amazing adaptations that really set the tropical rainforests apart.
The largest tropical rainforest in the world is the Amazon rainforest, located in eastern South America. It takes up 40% of the continent and contains 1/3 of the world's trees. It produces a large amount of oxygen we breathe.
This beautiful illustration is a food web, likely to be found in the Amazon rainforest. The bottom organisms represent producers. The ones right above it represent herbivores. The ones right above that represent omnivores. And the ones at the very top represent carnivores. As you can see, only 10% of the energy from each step is carried on to the next, while the rest of the energy is released as heat.
As mentioned earlier, the Amazon rainforest is renowned for its great biodiversity. But what is biodiversity? Biodiversity refers to the variety of living species on Earth. Biodiversity helps ecosystems function because each animal has a niche. So the more different animals, the more animals there are to carry out a certain job.
There are 5 key values that emphasize the importance of biodiversity. 1 being economic value, 2 ecological life support, 3 cultural value, 4 recreational value, and 5 scientific value. Starting with economic value. As humans, we take advantage of biodiversity for money. We cut down different kinds of trees, catch different kinds of fish, and etc. As for ecological life support, for us, biodiversity helps us survive. Biodiversity helps ecological processes carry out. For example, the biodiversity of animals in a river may affect how fresh or drinkable the water is. For cultural value refers to the cultural impact biodiversity has on us as people. Many artists have been inspired by biodiversity and created beautiful artwork. Recreational value. Most people enjoy going out in nature, enjoying all the diverse things nature has to offer. An example of this would be parks, hiking trails, bird watching, and else more. And scientific value. As the name says, scientific value deals with scientific things biodiversity has to offer, like, new medicine, stuff like that. Whoa there! Almost forgot, there's also a 6th value. This value is called the negative value, and it touches on the diseases, ailments, and danger humans face due to biodiversity. For example, the dengue fever that comes from a certain mosquito.
There are three intertwining features of biodiversity: ecosystem diversity, species diversity, and genetic diversity. Ecosystem diversity is the different ecosystems in a biome. For example, a tree in the rainforest eventually drops its fruits for the herbivores to eat. The leftover fruit is eaten by the insects. Species diversity can be seen in the fruit or insect scenario. Since there is biodiversity, the leftover fruit is eaten. Genetic diversity refers to the genetic makeup of individual species. The genetic diversity helps the species adapt to any changes in their environment. Genetic diversity is very prominent in the Amazon rainforest.
According to Delphin Amazon Cruises, it's one of the largest trees in the jungle that towers over the rainforest canopy. The rainforest canopy is a lush, viney space of vegetation that acts as a roof that traps in sunlight and creates the signature damp, dark environment of the Amazon rainforest. An interesting adaptation of the kapok trees are its buttress roots. Buttress roots are very long roots that help anchor the tree and help the tree reach nutrients deep in the soil, because the soil is generally nutrient poor because it doesn't get much precipitation, sunlight, or anything that would add nutrients to the soil. This species would most likely fit into a K-selected ecological model because they are larger and don't reproduce as often.
The orchid is a family of colorful flowers that thrive in humid environments. According to the Delphin Amazon Cruises, they are the largest family of plants, with over 25,000 species located around the world, and over 10,000 of them in the tropical jungle. They come in many different colors and often grow near each other. Orchids have developed thin leaves that help them trap in moisture from the humid forest. They would most likely fit into the R-selected model because they reproduce a lot. In addition, there are a lot of pollinators in the Amazon. As a result, orchids have more of a chance to reproduce.
Jaguars are black-spotted carnivorous cats found in the Amazon rainforest. Their black spots help camouflage them in the colorful forest. They have also developed great swimming abilities, unlike most cats, to navigate through the forest. Jaguars would likely fit into a K-selected model due to their longer lifespans and cub-producing rate. In addition, according to the Amazon Aid Foundation, the jaguar was a prominent figure in ancient Native American culture and artwork.
Blue morphos are striking blue butterflies that flutter near the rainforest floor. The blue morpho caterpillars eat many different kinds of leaves, while adult butterflies feed on rotten fruit nectar, the juices of the dead animals, tree sap, and etc. Furthermore, according to the Rainforest Alliance website, the underside of the morpho's wings is dull, brown color with many eye spots. This adaptation helps camouflage them against predators. They most likely fit into the R-selected model due to their short lifespans.
Amazonian tapirs are a stumpy pig-like animal that are vulnerable to extinction. According to the official Rainforest Alliance website, they are one of the largest mammals found in South America, weighing in at anywhere between 350 to 600 pounds. They are highly vulnerable to extinction since they are a great source of protein. They're often hunted and preyed on. Fun fact, they're a keystone species, meaning that they uphold an ecosystem / keep it running.
The golden lion tamarin is a small native species of monkeys that lives in the canopy layer of the Amazon rainforest. They are omnivores, so they feed on fruits, insects, and small lizards. They are endangered due to the deforestation and climate change. According to biologydictionary.net, with the native range of all tamarin species being threatened and global climate change altering weather patterns in many areas, some tamarin species are relocating. This causes ripple effects in the ecosystem that can even add to the demise of other tamarin species, as competition for remaining habitat becomes fierce.
The hyacinth macaw is a bright blue bird that can be found on the outskirts of the Amazon forest where there's less trees. These gorgeous birds are one of the largest parrots on the planet. They're omnivores, so their diet mainly consists of fruits, nuts, seeds, leaves, flowers, stems, and insects. According to savocations.org, as well as being big, macaws are also wonderfully colorful. The various species have mixed colors ranging from blue and gold to green and red, with plenty of other combinations displayed in their vivid plumage. They also have distinctive facial patches. The patterns on these patches are unique to each bird, as unique as a human fingerprint.
Invasive species are typically unnative species that cause ecological problems. The golden mussel is an example of such. It's native to China and has caused some organisms to have more competition, and according to the article on Revive and Restore, the golden mussels have the capacity of fooling pipes, causing financial losses to hydroelectric power plants and water supply companies.
Another example of an invasive species is the wild boar. Surprisingly, they're the same species as domestic pigs. They're native to Europe and Asia and have damaged nearby farmers' crops and have increased predation of already endangered species.
Two problems the Amazon rainforests face are deforestation and poaching. Deforestation is the purposeful clearing of forests. Deforestation is a very big problem. According to the BBC, deforestation in Brazil's Amazon rainforest has hit the highest level in over 15 years. Official data shows a report by Brazil's Space Research Agency found that deforestation increased by 22% in a year. Deforestation not only displaces organisms, but also throws off the balance of the ecosystem, which is a very big problem. A way to tackle this problem is to support organizations that aim to protect the forest. Vote for government regulations, recycling, and decreasing your paper consumption. Secondly, poaching is a very big problem in the tropical rainforest. Poaching is the illegal killing or tackling of animals. This decreases the biodiversity and really impacts the ecosystem. Ways to not support/prevent poaching are to ask before buying, to pressure the government to enact stricter laws/regulations, and to stick to substantial or eco-friendly pets and animal products.
Please come to the Amazon forest, please.
Supports our life, suitable climate and an atmosphere, food and water, the biosphere. We want to study, so choose a place. The ecosystem's what we call that space.